Hi, everybody. My name is Ruffle Rothman, or Rochelle, whichever one you feel comfortable with. It's okay with me. We are making a really interesting night tonight because I am now, I think, in the 6th state that I've done a Tupperware party because of Zoom. I've been with Tupperware for, if you have a calculator, since 1969, which is like 52, 53 years, I think it is, right? I tell people I started when I was 5. If you believe that, there's a bridge nearby, I could tell you. In any case, it's been a lot of fun doing this. It's been mainly in-home parties for most of my career in Tupperware, but because of COVID, Tupperware helped us do this all on Zoom. And since it happened, we've been continuing with Zoom. Although I did go back to in-home parties, I haven't had as many yet, but I'm willing to go to do home parties, mainly because most people have had COVID or whatever the issue was, the vaccinations and everything. But because of Zoom, I can go out of New York. And tonight we're in Ohio. So I thank Panina, and we all thank Panina for getting us on the Zoom tonight. I would normally say thank you, the host, for getting us out of the house tonight, but you didn't do that. I didn't even get out of the house. So we thank you very much for having everybody here. Tonight, we're going to be doing some interesting things. First, I want to thank my host. My host is going to be getting a gift. Once we give your order in, you'll be getting a gift automatically. I'll show you what it is in a minute, but I have a couple of extra little things to give you. Remember, we did the Micro Pro grill at the last party? Nina, when I made pistachio crusted salmon in 6 minutes in the microwave. Isn't that amazing? We're not doing that tonight. We're doing something else. There's a little keychain that looks just like it. You're going to be getting this. This is called Happy Mail. You'll get it in the mail. And then another thing, have you ever had ice cream where you try and get it out with an ice cream scoop, or the scoop breaks, or whatever you're using breaks? Well, Tupperware has an amazing tool called an ice cream scoop. What it does is it absorbs your body temperature. When you're holding it with your thumb, automatically, whatever you put in the ice cream, it's going to go right through. And if you want to test it, if you put an ice cube in it, you'll see that it melts within a few seconds just by holding it. This is one of the great tools that we have that you could see. It's in our catalog. Now, you all got the invitation, which has some links in it for the catalog, as well as the sales flyers. Okay, you got the link for this. And Panina will have a catalog in the next day or two. It was mailed to her already. So if you want to see a hard copy, you'll be able to see it by her. Now, by the way, if you're on a diet, I have this ice cream scoop. It's a magnet. You'll be getting this in your mail too. This is a gift for you to go in your fridge. Okay? You're going to get that too. And then I also have one more thing I'm going to give you, and it's a smidget. A smidget is about an ounce worth. It holds an ounce of anything, whether it's salad dressing, mustard, mayonnaise, ketchup, shampoo, whatever you want to use it for. It's leak proof. You can go in a lunchbox, and this is an extra gift I'm giving you as well. Okay? I'm going to get all these goodies. The first thing I like to do is play a game. So can you get a pen and a paper? Everybody? Have one handy? I'm going to ask you questions, yes or no. So just make a tally of how many yeses that you have, okay? I want to know everybody to count it. Now, is it possible I could see more smiling faces? I know you took off your video if you're busy with your kids, but if you can, I want to play this game with you. See, every time I go to work, I go to a party. How many people can say that? Okay. Everybody has paper and pen? Can you answer me?
Got it.
Okay. All right. Now just make a tally and you'll count how many yeses you have. Okay. Okay. Do you have on earrings? 2, do you have blue eyes? 3, do you have red hair? 4, are you over 5'6" tall? 5, are you wearing nail polish? 6, are you wearing a gold chain? 7, do you have a $10 bill in your possession? In your wallet, your pocketbook? Are you wearing a dress? Do you have red shoes on? It could be slippers. Are you over 30 years old? And be honest, do you have a hole in your sock? Are you wearing a shoe size larger than 8? Do you have a crown on any of your teeth? Are you wearing running shoes? Are you wearing glasses? Does your outfit have any buttons on it? Do you currently live in the state you were born in? Did you get up before 7 a.m. today?
Yes.
Did you warmly say goodbye to your husband or other half today? Do you ever think about selling Tupperware? Could you use extra income? Do you have 5 or more items on your Tupperware wish list of things you'd like to get? Would you be interested in hearing more facts about the opportunity of Tupperware? And could you get excited about 25 to 35% discount on Tupperware products just for opening a Tupperware account? I'll tell you what that means soon. And do you know anyone else besides yourself who would be interested in a free Tupperware shopping spree or making extra income with Tupperware? Okay, add up your yeses. I want to know how many you have. Okay, who thinks they have a lot of them? Anyone have over 30? You count your tallies? Anita, what do you have? I can't hear you, you're on mute.
6.
6, okay. Dina, what do you have?
8.
8, okay. Shifra?
5.
5. Lindsay, what do you have?
8.
8.
8. Racheli, what do you have?
5.
5. Seema?
I've got 8.
What?
8.
8. Everyone has 8. Dorit, what do you have?
10.
Wow, I guess we have a winner. Dorit is the winner.
Yay.
Yay for Dorit. You got the winner, and you're the one in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have to mail you gifts. I'm going to show you what you're going to be getting, and you're going to have to give me your address.
Okay.
Okay, this is a large funnel. Now, this is perfect if you want to pour liquid into something else, but I happen to have a wonderful recipe that I like to do with this, is I make a giant Hershey Kiss using this as my mold.
Oh, nice.
I turn it over, put it in a cup. I take a square of heavy duty foil and press it in and leave a little bit to overlap so it becomes a mold. Then you take like a package of chocolate chips or chunks of chocolate, melt it in your microwave, a little bit of corn syrup, or a little bit of margarine melted. And then after 15 minutes in the freezer, it hardens. And then when you pull it out, you wrap it up in that nice paper we use for Shalach Manis, and you have a kiss. Just like
Nice.
that. Very cute. So you're going to be getting this from me as a gift.
Thank you.
Okay, great. And who had the least? Who had 5? Somebody had 5.
I did. I think somebody else also.
Racheli, who else had 5? No one else? The others had 8. All the others had 8. So Racheli, you had 5. I have a gift for you too.
Oh, yay.
You're going to get this in the mail when I send Panina her things. You're getting a little Tupperware chain
that's
that
so
looks like
cute.
it's like our water bottles that we sell. We sell these water bottles that are, everything is BPA free, by the way. These are great. A lot of, all the kids take this to school. They don't break, you drop them. They're perfect. They're all, Tupperware has a guarantee against cracking, chipping, breaking, and peeling for life. So when you buy Tupperware, you know it's an investment. It's not like you keep buying these cheap things in the stores all the time and you have to keep buying them over and over and over. So these is a one-time investment on any of the Tupperware you're buying. If there's a piece of Tupperware that is cracked and they don't make it anymore, what they do is they give you credit value towards getting something else. Let's say you have $10 credit because they don't make a particular item anymore. Then you can order something that's worth more than $10 and they deduct the $10 from that item. And the shipping is charged based on the order. So it just works like that. It's really quite simple. Okay.
Okay.
Now what we're going to do, I'm going to keep going. We're going to start off by making I call it my 6-minute chocolate cake. I should give you a little background on this. When I started in Tupperware, I knew nothing about food, really not. I'm a middle sister. My older sister cooked, the younger one baked, and I was the one who tasted their food on my way out the door, on my way in high school. So I really didn't have to do anything. So when I got married the first year, both mothers knew I wasn't a cook. I was working and my husband was learning and he came home at night and I needed food for him. So they both sent food a lot. And so my menu for him was every day or whenever it was, I'd say, what do you want for dinner? My mother's are yours. And that's how I managed. And once I had my son, he was probably about 7 months old when I joined Tupperware. At the beginning, he was one of those computer babies that you wish you had. He ate, slept, and went, and it was amazing. I didn't have anything to do with him. He was so good that I was sort of bored. And so when I joined Tupperware without a car, I joined it thinking it's going to last. My mother-in-law, they said, oh, they'll help me watch the baby if I need it. I figured it would last 3 weeks, but no, it worked. It was beautiful. I had so much fun doing this. I got out, and then when I came home, he was sleeping. It was a pleasure. But then when I had my second son, 18 months later, I had 2 children, 18 months apart. He was colic for 7 months. You know what that means. So he didn't stop crying at night. But whether I was home or not, he was crying. And they said, get out more. So what did I do? I did more Tupperware. And as a result, they said to me, Rochelle, you can become a manager. And my husband said, what does that mean? They said, well, we give you a car and we pay the insurance. So my husband said, you're becoming a manager. And he helped me a lot too. And once I got the car, that was not the first. I had 24 cars from Tupperware over my career. Can you imagine that? And over that time, I had 2 more sons, which is 4 reasons to get out of the house. And then Baruch Hashem, I changed my recipe and I did have 2 daughters. So that made my base family of 6 Kanai Nahara. And since then, we've grown and got other branches into the 3rd generation now too, Baruch Hashem. 3rd or 4th, I should say, 4th greats. We have some greats also. So it really is amazing how it works. Now, the recipe I'm sharing with you was a recipe that I've made probably for 40 years. Originally, when this product came out, it was called the stack cooker. It's 3 separate containers that one fits into the other. This is the middle size. They changed it from this nice ivory, and this is 40 years old, by the way, the one I'm using. It looks like it's new, doesn't it? You wouldn't believe it. It cleans so well. We're using this one. This is the blue color. This is the way they sell it now. It's see-through and a light, pretty blue. You have the 3/4 size. There's a cone. So if you wanted to make a cake, like a tube cake, it fits in the middle and the cake comes around it, just like a tube cake. And then there's the middle one that I'm using. And then there's one that's like a colander. So if you wanted to make chopped meat in there, you put your chopped meat in there and the fat would drip through. And it really is amazing how well it keeps it. I usually make a stack cooked meal in it. The bottom goes, I would put my side dish, the middle goes, let's say the chicken, and the top cover is inverted. And on there, I would make maple candied apples. And it would all go in the microwave in one shot. And 25 minutes later, you have 3-course meal. So that's what the stack cooker is good. So I'm making my cake in it. Now, when I made this cake in here, the first time I did it, I did it for many people over the years. And then after about 30 years of selling Tupperware, I had a lot of people who would share the recipes. They would call me and they would want more recipes. And they would say, why don't you write a cookbook? So about 20 years ago, I did. It was called Not Just a Cookbook. It was Food Around the Year by Month. And before each month, there were funny stories of my experiences selling Tupperware. And once the cookbook came out in the New York Daily News, the food editor got my book, saw this recipe, and went nuts over it. And she put me in the Sunday paper and called it the 6-Minute Miracle. And it started from there. And then Rachel Ray, you heard of her. I was on her show for this recipe. So this is just one of the things that I was known for. So here we go. The recipe you're going to get in an email, so you don't have to write anything down. We're going to start with sugar, flour, and I have baking powder, baking soda, and salt already in here. Now, I normally would rather not make it by hand. I would use the Tupperware whip and mix chef, which I'm going to use shortly for the mousse. See how it looks? It's 3 beaters, not 2. That means whatever you put in here is going to super whip. There's little teeth on it, and you fit it on the bottom here like that, and it locks it. And if I was putting in the flour, there's 2 gears. I would use the second gear, but for the whip, I only need 1. So this I'm doing by hand. Now we're going to take the cocoa. Now the way we do the cocoa is very simple. We want to put some chocolate in it, and to make it really thick, I'm going to take a 1/3 cup of hot water, and it's going to go in with a 1/4 cup of cocoa, and it's going in the microwave for 40 seconds. Now this also changed color. It's now also light blue. The bottom one is 2 cups. The top is 1 cup. So what happens is it's going to thicken like a melted chocolate bar. So let me do that. Then we're going to take the oil that we need. Again. Okay. I'm going to get 1 egg. Right. Take 1 egg. We're going to put a 1/4 cup of oil. 1/4 cup of oil plus 2 tablespoons oil in this recipe. Okay, and then we're going to mix so far. I'm using the Tupperware spatula. And I'm taking another 1/3 of hot water, which is going in with the recipe itself also. Okay. This recipe usually the kids love to make. So even 8 years old, my kids were little, they love to make it. And I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. This is supposed to be a new one, and it's hard to open, of course. I need the knife to open it. Okay. I'm using the Tupperware measuring spoons. I love these because you can snap them on and off, and you don't mess up the whole collection. Okay. The cocoa is ready. We're going to bring the cocoa in, mix that in. You can smell, wow, it smells like a melted chocolate bar. See it? All right, we're going to put it right in. You don't have to worry about a cake over baking. Now, this cake normally, as I told you, goes in the microwave. Originally, it went for 6 minutes in a low wattage microwave. Now, my microwave is new, so this one probably won't take as long. So I'm not going to put it for the 6 minutes. I'm going to put it in first for 4 minutes just to see, because I had done a party not long ago and her microwave was super strong and it was ready in 3.5 minutes. Can you imagine that? And this is the Tupperware mixing bowl, by the way. This is one of them. This is from my vintage collection. Okay, so now it's all mixed. I'm putting in here, and I lined it with, the reason I lined it is because I want to lift it right up and out. See how nice the spatula cleans it. You could see, can you see well? Usually I have a few people that are under 4 feet tall that like to lick the bowl, but nobody around. So I can tell you it's delicious. Okay. Now, going to put this right in now, the microwave. I put it for 4 minutes. We'll see what happens. If it's ready in 4, if not, I'll have to put in a little bit more. The way you can tell is if it looks wet on top. You have to test it in your own microwave first, because I can't tell you based on the size of your microwave, okay? Now we're going to make the chocolate mousse. And this is going to go in the whip and mix. I'm using a whip. Pouring it in. Adding my cocoa and my sugar. And that's it. Now, during Pesach, so many people bought this from me because they used it for egg whites in 30 seconds. That's how fast it goes. The mousse is about 40 seconds. It locks in. Now, there's a funnel here if I needed it. If I needed the funnel to measure, it works like measuring spoons. You see, it has numbers inside. And what happens is that if you keep it this way, it'll take the measurement and you measure it. And then when you turn it, there's a hole that goes right into the recipe. So you don't need extra measuring spoons. It's really quite ingenious. All right, now I have it on the first gear. If I was making my cake in here, I would put it to the second gear, but I'm not. I'm using it just for the mousse. And then we're just turning it. Now, if you wanted to, you can buy the Unger's ready-made little pie tarts that they sell and bake them for about 15 minutes. And once they cool, see, it's harder to turn now because it's ready. Drop more and it's ready. Here we go. Look at that. See how fast? Amazing. Imagine that. When they introduced this to us, Tupperware, they had a chef on a stage with an electric mixer and another chef with this. And the one with the electric mixer, when this was ready in 40 seconds, lifted up, it was still liquid. So this is really amazing. You can make cakes and things like that in here too. There's a little video that I can send you from Tupperware where you could watch it and see a father and son making a pound cake using this. Now for this, I wanted to just put a little bit in a bowl. And by the way, if you're doing what I said with the mousse and baking little pie crust, you take the chocolate mousse and you fill up all the little pie crust. Then you make another one of just whipped cream, and you put that in all your little pies, and you freeze them, and they will become chocolate cream pies, minis. And they put some sprinkles on it or something, and you can fit it in a nice Tupperware container now over here. Freeze it. Comes a Friday night. You're serving your meal. When it's lunchtime, main course, you pull them out, let it get a little defrosted. Then when you're up to dessert, everybody has their own personal pie. Wow, it smells so good in here from the cake now. I wish you could smell it. Wow, amazing. Okay, so we're gonna take our chopper. Now the supersonic chopper has 3 sizes. This is the small one, this is the old one. It comes in a red color now. But normally, if you wanted to chop an onion, in 4 seconds, it's chopped. How it works is a container. This is 1 3/4 cup capacity with a triple stainless steel blade. I put a cookie in it because I want to make crumbs out of it. I'm just going crumbs. There you go. Just like that. I'm going to put the crumbs in the bowl. Just like that. You could do many things in here. You can make your dips in here. People use it for pesa for jarroses. I make the avocado dip, tuna dip, egg salad, any kind of dressing you want. I have a son-in-law who is a vegetarian. He eats no meat, chicken, or fish, but he loves herbs. So if I'm going to do dill or cilantro or parsley, I throw the bunch in here, pull it 4 times, boom, 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 and I don't need a knife. It's amazing. 2 fingers, that's all you need. And it works with this cover. Now this, when you do 1 pull with this cover, it's like 15 cuts with a knife. You will use this all the time. I have another size over here, which is the middle one, which is the medium one. And I keep it out. I don't put it away because I use it all the time. I can make my smoothie in here if I want. Okay, so now we're going to check the cake. Almost ready. How do you like that? 4 minutes. I'm going to do it for, I think, 1 more minute. Cake is almost ready. Imagine 4 minutes in this microwave. Okay. Now
If you use an oven, how long would it be?
Honestly, this cake is mainly for the microwave. If you want a good chocolate cake, I can give you a different recipe. Now I'm taking the mousse, putting it on top of here. They haven't discovered how to fax food yet. So girls, I'm sorry I can't give you a taste. But I'll tell you what, Dorit, you live over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll save this for you.
Looks
You can have
good.
this one. I'm serious. You can have this one tomorrow. Put it in the fridge, it'll be chilled, and you'll have this one. It has cookies on the bottom, chocolate mousse on the top.
Yum.
And 1 second. And then I have colored sprinkles in my little midget. Sprinkling it on top. And you see, look how nice.
Yum.
See that? Okay, now the cake, let's check the cake. Yep, cake's ready. Look at that, 5 minutes, a chocolate cake. Now I'm gonna let it cool a little bit. I'm gonna pull it out and it's gonna go on my cake platter. And then if it's cool enough, we can put some mousse on it. If not, I have to wait until it cools. But I'm gonna let it cool. But it smells heavenly. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Truly amazing. Okay. Now, if you want to have a terrific smoothie, and by the way, I could show you the 3 sizes of the supersonic chopper. The big one we used just now, right? And we use the whip and mix, which is a different item. And the small one is the one I did for the cookie, okay? If you wanted to buy the big one, that one is $79. And it comes also with a whisk. That means if you wanted to whip up after you've chopped what you put in there, you have a whisk to do that. It has a stainless steel blade as well, and the blade is angled down. That means that as you pull the cord, it pulls the food down into the bottom so it thoroughly mixes it well. The same thing with the middle one. If you'd like to get the middle one, that's 56. The smallest is 45. I'm telling you, I use this just about every single day. One of my customers the other day was telling me how she has her children. She has one that needs to have her food fine, and she does it every day with her veggies. It's wonderful. If you'd like to get the system, you save a little money. You take the largest with the smallest, and it's one cover that fits both. The same cover fits all of them. And that one is 105. So you're saving some money in that set. Okay, so now we're going to take a cup of almond milk and bananas, strawberries, and blueberries, all frozen. The banana's not frozen, but the other two were. And I put in cinnamon and 2 cups of protein powder. It's powdered cocoa chocolate protein powder. And that's going in here. Then I put on the top. It also has, by the way, the ability of the funnel if you want to use it, right? And you can do a box cake mix in here. You can. The bottom is rubberized, so it doesn't jump on the counter.
Which size is this?
What?
What size is this one?
This is the largest.
Oh, this one.
This is 5 3/4 cup. Actually, I make a potato kugel in here. And I have the video of me making it. I'll share it. If you want, if you gave me your email. Do you all have WhatsApp?
Mhm.
Okay, I'll send it to you in WhatsApp. I was in Florida for a few months in January, February. And I was doing a kugel making class every Friday morning. People would come over to me and we'd make kugel together with this. Some people had this. And at one point I had 8 kugels in my oven at the same time. My kitchen smelled like Mealmont. It was amazing. Came out really good. And everybody made their kugels using this. So you can really do well. Now it's ready. I'm gonna pour it in here. See? Look at that. This is delicious. And I made it powdered with almond milk. This is in the Tupperware, ready to go tumbler. Fits in the car, has a little opening, you can close it. It comes in 2 different colors. These are nice. And this is, you know what? This is gonna be my breakfast tomorrow. Actually, when I spoke to my nutrition about this, she said I should throw in it some spinach or kale, because when you finish mixing it, it gets absorbed into the liquid and you don't taste the other 2 items. So you can even add some seeds like ground flaxseed if you want, or anything of that sort, and you'll find it really, really good. Okay, so now we have these recipes. You're going to get the recipes. Now I want to ask you all a question. How many people here have seen a round freezer? Has anyone seen a round freezer? Honestly, answer me. Has anybody seen a round freezer? No? Okay. I'll tell you why. Because there is no round freezer. That's why Tupperware makes real rectangle square containers, like a freezer. Now, what does your freezer usually look like? You have to go to the freezer to pull something out. You have to do a dance. You know what it's called? Take 1 step forward and 2 steps back for fear of a broken toe. Right? That means you've got too much in there. It's not organized. This is how a freezer can look. See the picture? That's my freezer. And many freezers that have Tupperware organized. You don't have any UFOs and identify frozen objects. This way, when you put something in the freezer, you'll be able to label it and see what you have. Now, these are really amazing, the freezer mates. Tupperware redid them recently. They made them stretchy. They made them with stain guard, which means if you have sauce, it'll never stain. And they made them so that you could see it's a little bit flexible in there and so easy to open and close. Really, really easy. And they fit one on top of the other. This size will hold about 2 pounds of chopped meat, believe it or not. These come in a set of 2. and this comes in a set of 1. Now, let's say, for example, that you don't have a lot of food in the freezer, and it's summertime, and you have a blackout. Ever happened to you before? Ever have a blackout? Did you know that your freezer, if it's full, will stay everything fresh in there for 72 hours? Really, if it's full. If it's not full, you have only 12 hours before your food goes bad. Now, there's a little trick to teach your freezer to think it's full. And what you do is you take all the empty Tupperware that you have, you fill it with water, and you put it in the freezer with the water so it fills up and it's frozen. It uses up the air space in your freezer. So, but how do you know if it's just water? You take little strips of paper like this, and you just put it partially in and partially out, so it's hanging out, and you know nothing's in there but water. So as you go shopping and you fill up your freezer later on, you know to fill that space with real food, okay? And it really works well, really works well. When you're not using these, they nest. One will go into the other. They don't take up a lot of space. If you're used to using tins in the freezer and stuff like that, these are airtight, leak-proof. These are great. You can keep things in here for many months. It stays really, really well. I made enough matzo balls on Pesach that last to Shavuos because of a trick that I did. I'm going to tell you that in 1 second. Then we have another size. This size is really great. This is the size that you can use to put in your muffins if you make them, or you want to put chicken, or you want to put fish in here. Now, one of the things about fish you need to know, if you're buying salmon, for example, any fish, when you buy them in packs, they get stuck together, and you have to take the whole set out in order to use it. But what if you don't need to use so much? Very easy. When you buy it, separate the fish before it's frozen, and you put them in here, right next to each other, like beds in a row. Then you go over to the sink, fill it with water. Now you can do it with the larger one. It could be with the flatter one, longer one that we have. I don't have that one here at the moment, but it's double the width. And you cover it with water. And then when you freeze it, it's like it's encased in glass. Now, let's say, for example, that Lindsay, you want to take out 2 pieces of fish. Or Dina, you want to take out 3 pieces of fish, and you have 8 of them there. You take the whole thing over to the sink, you twist it, you just give it a twist, and it pops out like a sheet of glass. Then you let hot water run on the pieces you need, and the ice melts what's holding together that piece of fish, and it drops off. Then you could place your fish on your baking pan or however you're making it, and put the rest back in the freezer. I got that from a fishmonger about 45 years ago. This is the way you freeze fish, and it stays like you just bought it. So if you have a sale on salmon one time and you want to take advantage of a sale, but you don't need so much at one time, you can freeze it and put it away and not worry about it. And you will see it stays absolutely amazing. That's a great way of doing it. Now, how about the panina? You're making your chop meat, right? You got a sale on 5 pounds of chop meat. Say yes. Right? Okay. Now, if you have your chop meat and you make your hamburgers and you have a big long amount of hamburgers, right? Now, what I did when my kids were younger, I would make an assembly line to make the hamburgers. Now, I know that if you have hamburgers and you make them by hand, what will happen sometimes is just when you're making them with your hand, what happens? I'll tell you what happens. The phone rings, right? And then if the phone rings, what do? You can't answer it, your hands are dirty. So this is what we have now. Tupperware has the most amazing hamburger press. And you can make your hamburgers basically without holding anything. You take your mixture, you make your seasoning and everything else. And then usually if you have a couple of kids, they want to each do something, you can give them a measuring cup. They scoop in how much chopped meat you're going to use, usually about 4 ounces. You put it in the press, twist and press, and you have a perfect size burger. You have a Sima burger, a Dina burger, whatever you want to call it. And it fits. And then you fix the next compartment to the other. It comes with 4 compartments. One covers the next. The top one has a regular seal, so it stays really well and tight. Then we do sell them separately. And I'll show you how it looks in the, let me share it. I'm going to share the flyer with you. So you can see it. Let me see. If you could see the flyer, I'm going to show it. Is it coming up? All right, you see it? There you go. There, see the hamburger press and freezer set? Can you see that? Girls, can you see it?
No.
Nope.
You don't see it? I'm sharing it. You don't see it? I thought you could see it when I pressed this to see it.
You have to update your sharing page.
Okay. Well, meanwhile, I'll show you the picture. If I don't have it there, I have it here. Have it right here. Okay. I'm not such a great computer person. Okay. You have here the hamburger press and freezer set listed right here. And it's a great thing to have because this way you can use it for many things. Now, what I do with it, because I don't want to have the kind of hamburger that when you grill your hamburger, after it's grilled, most of the time it puffs up. You put it on the bun and someone takes a bite and it squishes out. That's because it grew. It became pregnant. You know, I got a little belly on it. You want to prevent that. You take your pinky on the raw chopped meat before you seal it and before you freeze it. Make a little hole in the middle of your hamburger and you freeze it with the hole. Seal it. Now, if you're making a lot of hamburgers, because you're going to have a barbecue, I would love to use the large organizer here. Snack store large. You could fit about 15 hamburgers in there, maybe even more. And you can have quite a few. Now, when you're ready to grill your hamburger, if you're doing it on a barbecue outdoors and you put all your burgers out, you have that tiny hole, right? But what happens is that the air, the grease, and the fat come out from the hole, it shrinks less, and it stays flat. That's a little trick on the hamburger, okay? Now, we have the most incredible grill from Tupperware. It's called the Micro Pro Grill. At the last party, I used it to make pistachio crusted salmon in 6 minutes. How this works is this is a metal container, like a pot, but it goes in the microwave. What happens is microwaves can't go through it because it doesn't go through metal. So what it does is it heats it up to about 450 degrees. So what's inside cooks or grills from the heat, not from the microwaves. So when it goes in the grill, so you could put 4 hamburgers in here, or you could put several slices of salmon like I did at the party. And when you put the cover on, it's made with the same material. So when you put it down, the material is called Eternal. When you put it down and it touches the food, it grills it. Literally in 5 minutes, 6 minutes, you have it done. It does steaks, it does chicken, it does just about anything. If you turn it this way, it can make a cake, it can make a cobbler, you can make pizza even in here. I happen to have 2. I have a Parv one, which I made the fish in, and then I have the flake one, of course. These are really amazing. They're also in the catalog. And that's something that I call an investment because this one is like a really good pot. It's $239. And what a lot of people do is they like to earn it. Now, when you have a party and your friends come over or on a Zoom, just for having coffee, tea, and me, as I say, but I'm not serving the coffee. You're home, you're going to do your own. You get a gift just for having the party. And that would be these cute little salt and pepper shakers automatically. It's called a dating gift. When the sales reaches a 200 level, then you can get to choose one of these. You have 4 choices there. And once the choice goes higher and the sales come in and you have about 300 or more in sales, as a host, you get to choose any one item in the catalog that you'd like to get. And usually people will take something that's a little bit more money, something that is, there we go. like the set of freezer containers, for example. We have an amazing set that you can get from the freezer. I'll show you the set. I have, most of them I have here, but it's this set. See it? These are all the pieces from the set. This entire set, you get an 8-piece set. You're getting two of these, you're getting two of the middle ones, 4 of the small ones. And this set normally would be like 109. So if you wanted to purchase it, it's the perfect thing to get. Because remember, you never have to buy another one. It's going to be an investment for you. But as a host, you get it for half off. Okay. And once you hit the level of 300, you get 10% credit towards shopping. That means you get $30 free towards anything else you want to get in the catalog. And most of the time, people want something else, and it adds up. So when your sales reaches the 500 level, or even less, when you hit 350, and there are 2 people who want to have their own party, very simple, you get an opportunity to add to whatever else you're getting, the ice trays. Now, these ice trays are not just your regular ice trays. You know how it is when you fill an ice tray, sometimes you have to be careful or else you're going to mop the floor. Not like you have a hole. You fill it through the hole. And when you cover, it's not going to leak. But this ice tray is even better than that, because once you fill it with water, you have your regular ice cubes. But what about if you're going to fill it with wine cubes? You're going to make baby food in it, or maybe you have extra sauce from the meatballs, right? Or maybe you have extra sauce from your stuffed cabbage or anything of that sort. You notice the bottom has little bumps. It's silicone. So what happens is whatever's inside, you want to pop it out, you push in the bubble and it pops right out. So you don't have to fight the ice cube tray. It's amazing. You write on the side if it's dairy, if it's meat, if it's herb, and that's how you do it. They do sell them 2 for $29, but when your sales reaches the 300 level and you have 2 bookings, you get it for $5. So this is an extra bonus that my hostess can go for. Also, we have right now other things. For example, if you were going to freeze or store in the fridge the loaves of filter fish that you're making for Shabbos, this is a perfect size to get for the freezer or fridge. Either way, it'll hold a babka. If you're making a loaf cake, something like that, this will hold very nicely. If you're making cookies and you want to store a lot of cookies in the freezer, when my kids were growing up and I wanted to hide some of the food, I would write on the outside liver. I did that until my kids learned to read, and then they say, hey, wait, that doesn't really look like liver. I mean, it really worked for a while. They didn't know what was hidden, all the gems that were hidden in my freezer. But this is the big size. These are great. The set is amazing to get. You'll enjoy it thoroughly. The other trick is when you're making meatballs. So I mentioned before, if you're making meatballs, now let's say you made about 85 meatballs, okay? Now, Panina wanted to taste those meatballs, right? Schiffer, you made them, right? Say yes. I don't know if she hears me. Okay. Well, what happens is to prevent them from sticking together and freezing like that, and I mentioned what I did with the matzo balls, same thing. You take all the cooked, finished meatballs or matzo balls, or if you made some kind of a dairy delight for Shavuos or something, you take aluminum foil and you lay it on a cookie sheet flat, and you lay on it all those different things you made, all the meatballs side by side, no sauce, and you keep them in there, and you slide it into the freezer for about an hour and a half. What happens is foil acts as a conductor and quick freezes anything that's sitting on it. So then what happens is every meatball is frozen, but not next to the other one. That means if you can have, in here, you can have 30 or 40 meatballs. And when you shake it, you'll hear them sound like marbles. Not one is stuck to the other. So you could pull out 1, 2, or 10 whenever you want. And you don't have to worry about them getting freezer burned. They'll all be fresh until you decide you want to use them all. Now, what do you do with the sauce? Well, you can do what I said, like with the ice tray. Have the sauce in here, or you could freeze sauce in any one of these. And what I did before the ice tray was so convenient, I would freeze my sauce in these. And then let's say my son, who wasn't here, he was coming over to visit and he had to travel a half hour from his house. He would call me up because he liked Italian meatballs, and I also made sweet and sour. I made both at the same time because I knew I'll freeze both. And half my kids like one, half like the other. So I always had both available. And I would say, which ones do you want? He'd say, oh, I want 10 Italian. So meanwhile, he's coming. I pull out the meatballs for him. And now this is full of sauce. This is too much sauce for 10 meatballs. So what did I do? I took this, I had my Fleischke cutting board. I put a little warm water on here. And when I go in like that, out came the whole brick of sauce. Then what I did is I would take my fork that I use for carving, stick it into the brick, take a serrated knife, put hot water on the knife, and I'd slice the sauce I needed. And that's how I used to do it. But now I don't have to because I have the ice tray. It works well. I do this also with soup. When I make my vegetable soup or I take my chicken soup, I can make a lot of soup in here, have a bunch of these ready. And the first half hour when I make my soup, I put it in the freezer sideways. So all the vegetables go to here and the rest is the clear soup. And then when it's frozen, I stand it upright. So now if I don't need so much soup, it's just my husband and myself, but I made a bigger amount, I only need a little bit. So what do? Same thing. I could take it out and slice some soup, and every slice has vegetables in it. Picture it. It works. If you want to freeze it differently, we have the most amazing microwave vent inserts, which go in the microwave and the freezer, so that you can put in here we have different sizes, round or square. They have a special kind of a cover, so that if you made food and you want to freeze directly your whole food, you want to put 2/4 of chicken in here. You had leftover Friday night's extra, or Shabbos lunch extra is Sunday's plan over. You put it in the fridge with this open so that the air comes out. And then once it's cooled off, you close the silicone like that. When it goes in the microwave to warm, you open it up and the steam escapes and it tastes just like you made it. So these are listed in the catalog too. The vent inserts are wonderful to use. There is special sales on right now too because of our birthday. And there is a grill sale. There's a sale now on the stackables. Now the stackable Freezer Mates Plus is 3 separate containers that are nesting one into the other. The one container is the cover of the next. The top has its cover. So if you wanted to put 3 parts of a meal in here, like for Shabbos, cold cuts in one, different kinds of side dish, deli roll, whatever you wanted to, and you lay it out, you could store it and they don't get mush because one's on top of the other. This normally would be $24. It's only $15 right now. Also on sale right now is our paring knives. Tupperware has a whole series of knives, which are really quite good. They have their own little cover, nice and sharp. They do a great job. These knives are 2 to 20 instead of 29. We also have a special sale now on our knife sharpener. Now, I don't know about you, but after a while, your knives do get a little dull. And this is ideal. Very easy to use. The knife goes in one of these, sharpens it up, and when you're ready to put it away, you just close it up. This is half price right now. This is, instead of 32, it's 16. This is a nice gift. If you're inviting for Shabbos somewhere to somebody, you know, if you give somebody a cake, you know what happens to the cake? They wear it. You bring something like this, Tupperware is the gift that keeps on giving. But when they have Tupperware, they remember you. One of my favorite items to use is this. And that is the season serve. Does anybody have this? Anybody have one of these? No? This is the best way, 2 things, to defrost meat. If you're going to be preparing meat for Shavuos and you want to take out a roast, or you want to take something out, you have to go out during the day. You know what happens if you just put it in something, when it defrosts, it drips from whatever is in there, the juice, the blood, whatever, and then you have to clean your refrigerator. This has a wonderful inside with prongs. so that when you put in your meat in here, it's going to stay within. Then when you're going to put your marinade on it, it's the same on both sides. So that means if you're making Hawaiian chicken, for example, I put in my Russian dressing, my apricot preserves, my chicken, and my other seasoning I'm putting in, and I'm making it for tomorrow. But I do it the night before, and then before I go sleep, I flip it over. Now it's marinating on the other side. When I get up in the morning, I'm going to flip it again. And maybe a few hours later, I'll flip it one more time. And then when I'm ready to make it, I remove it, and all the marinade is there ready to be baked. Comes out wonderful. Now, in this special sale that we have going right now, it includes this seasoned serve and a junior size seasoned serve. You'll get the flyer in your WhatsApp. I think you did get it. And it shows here that you have a junior size. Now, the junior size is perfect for fish. You want to marinate fish, whether it's salmon or tilapia or flounder, it's really ideal. It also has an opportunity to store hot dogs. Now, I don't know if you make all the frankfurters you make at one shot. Sometimes people buy turkey, they buy chicken franks, they don't only use beef, but when you freeze them, they get stuck together. Now, if you needed, let's say, a pack and a half, you don't need 2 packs. But if you freeze 2 packs, you end up fighting the other half. So simple. Put it in here. They fit each in its own little space, and not one will stick to the other. It's called a hot dog keeper. This is like a vintage piece. Tupperware had this many years ago, and they brought it back. And this one is 18. It's wonderful. It's a perfect item to have. This is a great item to add to your collection. Also, something that Tupperware brought too is in the last party when I was working with the pistachio crusted salmon, I had to get some of the lemon and get the juice, the zest of a lemon. Now, if you're going, we have a great tool. You take this all in one, you juice your juice like that. You need to work with eggs. You want an egg separated, you've got an egg separated. You want to get the zest of a lemon, you have the zester right here. Now, sometimes when you work with a lemon, you know, pits come out, and you don't want the pits to fall in your recipe. So the cover has a place where it pours with a little extra piece so it doesn't let you drop the pits out of it into your recipe. This all fits together. One goes in the other. So when you want to put it away, very easy to store. This is a great gift if you want to give this to someone. It also works very well with our bowl set. Any of these can fit in the middle of here. So if you wanted to, if you're working with a recipe and you have to add ingredients, or you're working with separating an egg, it'll fit right in the middle in conjunction with the set. This is called the Grill Essentials bowls. We have 3 size bowls in the set. Now, you see 2 here for a reason. There is a third, there's a middle size, but the middle size I had with me before Pesach, and it grew legs. When I went to my son, the Pesach, I had the bowl set to show him, and it ended up staying in his house. I said, fine, keep it. But this is 40 cups. This is a great size. You want to make challah boy, this is the perfect size to do it. And this one is more than 3.5 cups. This one is 14 3/4 cups. So this is more than a cake size. You can use your hand mixer inside, and you can even pour from it. This set normally these 3 would be $50 by itself. But now there's a very special set on all the pieces I've shown you, except there's even more. There's also, it comes also with a shaker. This is the top. Unfortunately, the bottom got missing before this party. But it's like a shaker to mix your drinks, to mix your marinade or anything you'd like. All these pieces together, if you were to buy them in one shot, it would be $175. But all these 8 pieces are $79 right now. It's a wonderful set. You're getting the bowls, 2 marinades. You're getting also the all-in-one and the shaker. So this is a special. And it was supposed to be while supplies last, but so far they still have enough. It's an amazing birthday set. So if you want to take advantage of this, great. Another tool that Tupperware came out with, which I really love, are the scoops. They undo and you can change them. So if you're going to make your meatballs or your cookies or your matzo balls, you can shape them and scoop them out as you need them. The 3 pieces together, I believe they're 21 for the 3. This is a great set. If you're looking to give a gift to a caller, someone who moved into a house, you want to make a housewarming out, together, it's an ideal thing to do. Another thing that I love doing, and I've been doing for many years, is organizing pantries. Which is your kitchen? Which size is your kitchen? This one or this one? Come on, answer me, girls. Which one? Kitchen clutter or organized? Okay, well, I was trained by Tupperware many years ago to take modulars, which are these pieces here behind me, you can see. And in about an hour and a half, if I would be in your house, everything would come out. And based on the space you have, this would become this. See that? So you can have 3 cluttered shelves, and when I'm done, you'll have 2 organized and 1 empty. Can you imagine that? Here's another one that was like that. And when I was done, it looked like this. Now, these pictures are not from currently now. These pictures were during COVID. I did those pantries without being there. How did I do that? Very easy. These kinds of pieces. These are modulars. I'm not doing a modular demonstration now, but I could do it at the next time. This is the flour, sugar, cocoa, or brown sugar. These are amazing pieces to organize yourself. You won't have UFOs in your cabinet either. Unidentified frozen objects, unidentified food objects, or if you ever take out some flour and there were little things in there that moved, you don't want to have that problem. This prevents that. You'll never have that again. Now, how it works when I do a pantry and I'm not there is I speak to you on the phone, you give me your measurements, and I take your measurements, I go to my cabinet, and based on your measurements, I talk to you on the phone, and we put together the pantry. I take a picture, I draw a picture of what your cabinet looks like, and it could look like this. It could look like this. And when you receive the delivery, you follow my diagram, and then your kitchen will look like I was there, and it looks perfect. Now, when you want to do modulars, very easy. You can order it or you can earn it. Because when your sales goes higher than $350, let's say it goes to $500, then the percentage changes to 15% free. And you know what happens? You could either take straight Tupperware of at least $85, or you can go for this special right over here. You could see it over here. These are gorgeous. These are the ice prisms. They're beautiful. They look like glass. This is the Lennox china of plastic. They're gorgeous. They have matching spoons and cups, plates. Beautiful picture. Look at that picture. Isn't that gorgeous on a Shabbos table? Doesn't that look nice? The plates are great for put out your fish, and the cups. When the kids have this, they think they're eating like mommy and Tati, because if it breaks, it won't break. It'll bounce. Nice. Now, if you wanted to get more Tupperware, right now we have a really special deal going on because it's Tupperware's birthday. Anyone who reaches the sales level of $1,000 in sales, that means you gave out the book to friends, let neighbors know, people who work in an office, and people can order without being here tonight. And when the sales reaches 1,000, it changes to 3 half-off items, and then 20% normally. But you know what? Tupperware doubled it. That means when you do those sales and you have 2 people who book a party, you know what you get? $400 credit to shop in the book, free. That means your whole pantry could be done. That means you can get 2 of the Micro Pro grills practically. That means you can buy anything that you saw me use so far. It's amazing. You can do any of those things so easily. Just a matter of planning and showing the book around and letting people know what's available. One more thing I wanted to show you that we are selling, and these are gorgeous, the Clearly Elegance. These are available. They're not crystallized, but they are beautifully see-through. These are great for your dips. They're great for salads, just about anything. And you'll see that in the book when you click it. These can be purchased. And my favorite of the fruits and vegetables. Anyone have ever had Hawaiian celery? Anybody? No? You know what Hawaiian celery is? It's the kind of celery that when you take it out, it does the hula because it's mushy. It doesn't stand up and salute you. You ever take a Kirby and it's mushy, your hand goes through it? Well, the reason why that happens is because it didn't breathe properly. Tupperware redesigned our fridge smarts so that it has a well inside because of the condensation. When you put your vegetable inside, it produces liquid. So this way it goes under the vegetable. And then when you look at it, you'll see it has pictures of the different types of fruits and vegetables that can go in here together. Based on that fruit or vegetable, there's a vent. It has to breathe, a little breathe, a lot of heavy breather, or no breathing necessary with air. So you slide it over based on what's inside, and therefore it will stay 5 times longer. For example, I've had strawberries in mine for 12 days, absolutely perfect. It went as long as 21 days. I have my dill, scallions, parsley together in the small one. 21 days dry like a feather. Amazing. You could save yourself so much money. In 1 month of using this, it pays for itself. Think about all the times that you had to throw things out because you had it in the bag, you threw it in the fridge, and all the drawers in the fridge and freezers, they're not made with adjustable air. Everything is together, and you ruin a lot of fruits and vegetables that way. So this is important. These are great. They sell these in sets or individual. If you want to know more, you can ask me about it afterwards, okay? I'm going to make sure I remember to show you the other amazing tool that we have here. How many people there have potatoes that grow? The eyes have it. You know what I'm talking about, right? Well, the potato smart is right here. If you notice, it's black for a reason. Because potatoes should be put in the dark. Same thing with onions. Same thing with the garlic. They're not supposed to be put in the refrigerator. Never put them in the refrigerator and never put them together in the same container. They need air. Garlic and onions need more air, so they make more holes on the top, and they fit one on top of the other. The bottom one holds 10 pounds of potatoes, and it stays absolutely wonderful in there. These are terrific pieces. So don't put them together. It's not a shoulda. Keep it separate. Very important. Okay. Now, one of the things that I like to do is I'm going to give a prize. We're going to do a drawing. I have tickets. Did everybody fill out? I filled out a ticket for everybody. Did everybody give me a name? There's somebody new here I don't see. Bernstein, what's your first name? Somebody named Bernstein? Panina? You want to help me with this?
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. Her name is Yafa.
Yafa Bernstein? Are you there, Yafa? Okay, because I need her phone number and I need her email.
I can't find her phone number.
You know what it is?
Yeah, 310
Yeah.
600
Uh-huh.
0942.
And her email?
I don't know her email.
I shall have to give it to me. Okay, I put her name on there. Okay, great. Okay. By the way, I wanted to show you something else. I showed you the lemon before. But how many people drive one of these? Anybody drive one of these? No? Well, you know, you don't have to drive one. You can actually get one, as I mentioned before, from Tupperware. Some people find that they're living with a lemon, but that could be fixed. That could be, you can make lemonade out of lemons, right? Things can be fixed. They always can be. But I can ask you, aren't you glad that you're here now? I want to teach you something quick. How many people have seen this? This is called a citrus peeler. See it? Citrus peeler. You take an orange, very sharp. It goes in the top. It goes down each section. And with the other part, it lifts up the skin so your oranges is peeled, just like that. Now, whoever has a purchase tonight, between now and the next 2 days, you will get one of these in your order, the citrus peeler, as an extra gift from me. Okay? This will be a bonus. Now we're going to do the drawing. And that will be, I'm mixing it up. Panina, tell me when to stop. I think there's someone else new. Who is that?
No, I just switched to my phone. Lindsay,
okay.
I'm not new.
Oh, all right. Who is that anyway? Who is that?
Lindsay.
Oh, Lindsay. Oh, okay. No problem. Okay, so we're picking one of the winners. Winner is Yafa. You have to answer me. You don't answer me and I can get the gift. Where's Yafa? Which one is Yafa? Panina? Are you here?
You're on mute, Panina.
I think she's trying to get her daughter back into bed.
Oh, okay. All right, no problem. Okay, so she's gonna get a gift too. The gift that I have tonight is the spatula. This is a beautiful spatula. We actually sell it. We sell it for $6 in the vintage. Right now, Tupperware has a real big special going on with the vintage. They brought back your grandmother's Tupperware. They took all the old colors from 1948, 50, and they brought them back. They're in the catalog. They're gorgeous. This comes in a beautiful pink, and where is it? The colander is a 1-quart colander. It's in a blue, really nice blue. You can see it. The bowls are the original Tupperware bowls that were invented 76 years ago, and it's a set of 5 bowls for 62. 5 bowls. This is ideal, so that if you wanted to get a set, what I did is to get invited back to somebody for Shabbos, buy a set of bowls. Bring 1 bowl to them as a gift with some food in it. Tell them the next time they invite you, they'll get another one. Tell them you have 5 altogether, so you have 5 invitations to get invited back. Okay. So if you want to look at these products, what I'm going to do is send out the links. You'll take a look at it, girls, and it'll be my pleasure to help you out with any questions that you have. If you have any questions now, I can help you. But if you don't mind, I want to see everybody just for now. Everybody, come on. Let me see your faces if you can. Come on. Put the videos back on. I want to see smiling faces if you don't mind. Come on, girls. I know, I see Panina. Shifra, come on, everybody, come on.
Hello.
I want to see you. Okay, everybody, come on, just for now. Do me a favor. I want to do something. I need to see everybody.
But no pictures.
I don't care if you're wearing a tichel. It's okay. Fine. Everybody, okay? All right. Who else didn't come on yet? I see Dina. Shifra, she's not there? Where is she?
She went on and then went back off.
Okay, what about Seema? Where is she? Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I want
She
you all,
just had a baby. She has a 1-week-old. So
Oh,
she probably-
wow, mazel tov. That's nice. I had a 1-week-old baby at another Tupperware party. Somebody had her baby. So this is the second one I had newborn. Wow. Okay, now if I could see you and you could see me, stand up a minute, please. Serious, stand up. Now, you probably were busy all day with your kids and everything. Didn't have a chance to take care of yourself yet, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna stretch. Everybody stand up and stretch. Come on, I wanna see you stretch. Dina, come on, stretch. Stretch. Now, you shake your hands real good. Shake your hands real good. Real good. Clap fast 3 times. 3 times. Thank you for giving me a standing ovation. Okay, now, seriously, if you are interested in knowing more, you want to place an order, I can help you right now. I thank you so much and have a really wonderful week.